Hey, what is up ladies and gentlemen? I am Mickey Mouse here once again, and I'm back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my Let's Play of Super Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo / Super Famicom for those who lived in Japan. So, last time we have managed to go through a decent time during the forms of the Flower Cup in 100cc, despite we're going to be selecting Donkey Kong Jr., in his case the only player I managed to select the least out of. And speaking of which, actually, today we're about to begin the next cup in 100cc, and that appears to be by the forms of the Star Cup, and well, looks like we're going to be selecting Bowser for this point today, because, well, as I mentioned this before already, both Donkey Kong Jr. and Bowser, they are both heavyweight characters, but I figure I might as well able to go for him anyway, so that I just want to let you guys know that I just want to show off most of the other characters to see how this game offers us to. So, anyways, let's get this thing to it with, you know, the returning of Koopa Beach 1, so that we can able to have ourselves, well, I would say the easier time, because out of all the actual tracks in this game in particular, I think between Mario Circuit 1, and especially noticeable with Koopa Beach 1, both tracks are pretty easy for the most part though, because, well, we're going to be driving around in the forms of a very simple, easy track in mind, but then again, I will talk more details onto that. Well, I don't know why I truly explain about that right now, because either way, not much else to really have commented on it, so even then, no. Let's get into the forms of the actual rival for Bowser. It always has to be Mario, so as far as I'm aware, whenever we move on to the Special Cup until next week or so, specifically next Saturday or something, then we can hopefully guarantee we can able to select Mario, and I will promise you guys I will able to actually select Princess Peach somewhere at the very end of that particular Let's Play in mind. So either way, yeah, let's just go ahead and get this thing to it. And yeah, just like the forms of Donkey Kong Jr., that Bowser just managed to able to just have, well, a little bit of a tough time trying to able to keep his speed going after you get bumped into a wall and stuff, you know, just like Donkey Kong Jr. But then again, whenever we get to Bowser Castle 3 or something like that, then this is a prime example about the fact that I never actually use heavyweight characters to begin with, in specifically for this game. So that's one thing I should probably explain about this for the most part though, but still. So yeah, now we're going to be moving on back to Choco Island 2, so hopefully we would able to actually claim first place for this point right there. As far as the actual schedule department when it comes to the forms of Super Mario Kart in general, that I really can't guarantee we might actually finish this until at some point in the beginning of February, if possible, because either way though, I just want to classify something for this point right now due to the forms of some uploading, catching up stuff to do, and I've no idea why I'm trying saying that right, because either way though, there's not much else I can really just, what the, oh man, this is what I mean when it comes to using heavyweight characters in this game. It's just, well, it might be not very good for me to able to select them, but then again though, I will able to actually use Bowser and Donkey Kong Jr. for just once for the majority of the Let's Play, so hopefully things gets a little bit more relative and all that stuff, because, well, I'm always going to be saving for Mario for the final cup in the actual game itself. It doesn't matter if it's in 100cc as well as the other class that I was going to be mentioning about that until specifically the next weekend or something like that. So yeah, I just want to classify that right away. So yeah, because relatively speaking, because by the time until the 25th of January and 26th of January, then I can show off some aspects of the forms of let's just say the final cup in 100cc, as well as brief moments in 150cc class, that as you probably guys might actually notice by this point, is the fact that this will actually be the only installment of the Mario Kart game to able to feature the unlockable class, as far as I'm aware, because in the future games, specifically 64, Double Dash, DS, Wii, and especially noticeable with 7 and 8, essentially, for the Wii U version most likely, you get yourselves like a mirror version of that specific 150cc class. Whilst in Mario Kart Super Circuit, you unlock it from the get-go from 150cc class. But here, in order to actually unlock 150cc's, that you're gonna have to basically just win every single cup in Junior forms of 100cc. So that's one thing I should probably talk about that right about now. I'm sure most of your players out there should able to notice by this point, unless that there's actually a special code they can able to input it by access to the special cup in time trials, and especially noticeable with 2-player race, which I'll discuss more on that in Junior forms of the next weekend if it's possible, so that way we could able to talk more about it by that time. And it looks like at the moment right now, we're not doing that well in terms of Vanilla like 1, because the problem is, it's just, well, again, with heavyweight characters can be very difficult to control, and also there's tons of ice blocks that are trying to block your path, so I'm really hoping that we can able to guarantee we can able to catch up a little bit, so, but if not, then we'll able to actually just, oh wow, I just fell off into that stupid water. Ugh. But luckily it's kind of short though, but then again though, it's just these stupid ice blocks and I just simply missed my item block. Or my item box I should say. Well, there goes my first extra life in the Star Cup for Bowser's sake. But hopefully we'll get that one back for, you know, just trying to claim first place 3 times in a row. So I think we'll be okay as it is, but then again, it's just the heavyweight characters, it's just I'm not too crazy about until the future games specifically, because, well, we'll explain more on that until whenever we're able to talk about the final thoughts of the game, so until either January or, to be more specifically, I would classify for saying February, to be more exactly, because I don't know if we can able to just to show off the battle mode and stuff like that. Well, I wish I'd like to, but I just need able to ask Stuart if I can able to actually just to invite him and stuff, or maybe I can able to invite my brother, which is of course Sylvester the cat, which I know seems a little bit too crazy in some. But anyway, so let's go ahead and just speed things up with the Starman, which we're very glad we got Starman to begin with, which, you know, kind of like how we did in forms of Donut Plains 2-track as, you know, Donkey Kong Jr. And regardless of everything else though, aside from the first attempt, it's gone pretty okay, except in the end, so we got ourselves an extra life back, so top notch that is. So hopefully we've already got 2 tracks left, such as Bowser Castle 3, as well as Mario Circuit 4, so there's not much else commented on this, honestly, because either way though, there's not much else I can talk about. So yeah, let's hop on to Bowser Castle 3. I don't know if we can able to actually go through all the cups throughout the actual process of this game in particular though, but either way though, I'll find out for myself of what do I think of it, but either way though, let's just go ahead and just continue things on and just get some speed boost for that point. Make sure we're not gonna get flattened by those stupid thwomps, as far as I like to call it that. Oh, okay, thank you Luigi for giving me some little bit of boost there while I keep on bumping into those walls potentially, although you might lose some coins potentially if you manage to able to get bumped into any other player, but that's just a little bit of a convenience that is, which I think that could also be same applies on Mario Kart Super Circuit. Well, the only time it doesn't is Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart 8, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and recently Mario Kart Tour, so just want to classify that. And also, if you probably noticed, is that unlike, unlike in Mario Kart 7, and as well as Mario Kart 8 / Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that the only time you can only get coins with is by simply driving on the ground. And what in the world? Oh, jeez. How come that item is being placed there? I could go for the other way instead of that, the center section. Although, then again, the only position we need to aim for is, of course, 4th all the way up to 1st, so I don't know if that's gonna work out. but I digress. But we got a feather though, so that way we could jump both of those farms if there's any blockage path. And I think we'll be okay as long as we could potentially guarantee we can get ourselves screwed over if we keep on getting... Oh, that was a really, really rubbish attempt. That is... I really shouldn't use the mushroom to begin with. In fact, it could potentially work a little bit, but it's just... I just really don't know if I can able to accept this though. And once again, I keep bumping into those walls. In fact, no matter what though, we're probably not gonna able to actually just to do this on this attempt, so we'll just try this again. It's so easy to actually get bumped into those walls, even especially in worst case scenarios with, you know, Bowser and Donkey Kong Jr., because those two might have a hard time trying to keep a speed going. But then again, whenever we select Mario, and especially noticeable for Princess Peach, then we should able to actually guarantee we can able to have an easier time with, so... That's probably just me anyway though, so... And hopefully by that time we could able to actually just almost wrap things up with 100cc in mind before we move on to the final class in the entire game, which is of course 150cc once we've unlocked that. But, you know, you'll see that until specifically later on though, but not now though, because we're still in the middle of the actual 100cc process going. And by that time though, specifically around the same time as when Mario Kart 64 Let's Play was about to be around at some point in spring, I think we could potentially try to do that at some point in March or April. I really don't know specifically, because then again, predictions has been somewhat hit and miss. And hey, we got ourselves a lightning bolt here, which that way it will slow them down, and also they managed to get shrinked by it, so I'm guessing Donkey Kong Jr. might also get shrinked, so... And then every once in a while, for about a few seconds later, they will grow back out again, so... At least even then though, unlike the future games, where if someone's in the lead, then if they manage to get shrunk by the lightning, basically, then if you're in first place, you have to wait for about a few seconds until you're able to actually just grow yourself back up. So, it's gonna be one of those cases in those earlier days compared to the modern games. They simply manage to differ the amount of seconds each time. But you know, you probably get the idea for that solution right there, so... Oh, son of a biscuit, stupid thwomps. In fact, let me say this right now, I hate the thwomps in these stages, because they always attempt to go extremely aggravating, so... Oh, get out of my way, Yoshi! Okay, we'll take 4th place. I think 4th place will be okay, as long as we could potentially try to win the final race, which is specifically Mario Circuit 4. And as a result of that kinds of stuff, I think Mario might actually get himself 1 point just behind me, so I have to win this last race. So, yeah, let's just get this thing going. Oh boy, it's gonna be one of those days, isn't it, with all these trial and error situations like so. But then again though, this will be the only time we're going to be selecting Bowser and Donkey Kong and stuff like, or Donkey Kong Jr. as a matter of fact, so... Maybe I'm biased, as long as I could able to actually just try to accept that. Okay, come on, let's just go ahead and just keep on hopping so that we can able to go bypass that little dirt section right there. So, yeah, there's not much else, you know, just trying to talk about this for this point right now, because, you know, we're actually almost at the ending point of that specific point already, because other than the fact that we've only got, you know, we've pretty much gone through 5 cups already, and this is the 6th cup that we have to go through. I think the amount of total of the amount of cups we need to able to go through, I think there are about 11 cups in total, which even then, compared to the future games, then again, we'll point it out whenever we get to those Let's Plays until, well, after this, it will be Mario Kart 64, and after 64, we'll go through Super Circuit, and the last one of the bunch, we'll go through Double Dash, so... Well, at least in Double Dash, does manage to able to introduce something that's usually very unique. that we'll get to that as soon as when it gets to like sometime in autumn, like October or November or December for that time. But then again though, we'll find out exponentially until in the future day or the future year for that matter though. Or actually it won't be a future year because, you know, we just only got started with 2020 after all. So okay, so here's Mario here, so we definitely need to catch up, so hopefully we could able to claim ourselves a gold trophy at the end, especially noticeable with our opportunities to unlock the fourth and the final cup in the entire game for 100cc at least. And sure enough, we are... Oh, okay. Whew. That was pretty close. And also Mario's, as soon as whenever I was gonna go into first place, I almost gonna get myself screwed over by Mario's Starman. But luckily though for me, I managed to able to make it there in time, so kudos to me. And I think that pretty much takes care of the forms of the Star Cup for this point. So yeah, despite this quite an okay run through, just like the Flower Cup. But then again though, it's just I'm pretty much not a big fan of those heavyweight characters, to be honest with you. But then again, it's probably just me, and I might be biased for that when it comes to that. Oh yeah, something's worth mentioning though is the fact that in the actual award ceremony, as you can see right there, the only difference is between the international version of this particular game compared to the Japanese version of the game. Most of the characters, Bowser and, well, I'll list the actual characters until later on because I think we should probably end things off at this point here. So join me until next weekend for more of Let's Play of Super Mario Kart. Is that we're gonna be racing on to the fourth and a new cup in the game, which appears to be the Special Cup. So, and hopefully we should wrap things up with 100cc to top it off. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next weekend. Later, fellas.